thick, tight breasts is what you start. The section after what I made the last video about, that is where we get to when we get to the beach scene. We go and we see Tifa's thick, tight breasts, okay? And by the way, this video, this is the mid-game impressions so far. And just because the game is taking forever for me to get through, bro. It is taking so long. I'm like, okay, I've got to make this freaking video. It's just gonna take too long. So anyways, yeah, dude, when we get to that freaking beach scene, I'm like, holy God. That took me out of commission, bro. I mean, I don't know. I think I went freaking unconscious because I remember like a day passing after I looked at Tifa's freaking thick, tight breasts. After I saw that, I was just done, okay? Freaking A is that specific swimsuit. It's freaking hot, all right? And holy crap, as I said, thick, tight breasts. The entire definition of that phrase defines Tifa, all right? It also defines Scarlet, which we will talk about Scarlet in a little bit. But just specifically speaking about Tifa, holy crap, God. So anyways, Tifa's freaking hot. I can't say it enough. I'm getting lightheaded right now just thinking about it. I mean, seriously, dude, how perfectly it compacts her freaking boobs, the freaking swimsuit, how freaking ginormous they are. And they sit out perfectly. I will marry this woman. If she approaches me in this swimsuit, I will marry this woman. Or, of course, you've got Scarlet. It's very difficult to make a choice between Scarlet or Tifa. I don't know. I don't know what to do, okay? Because Scarlet is also the definition of thick, tight breasts, okay? Both women are freaking hot. Whatever the case is, I would also still smash Aerith, okay? It's just the first two women, they've got me, okay, bro? They freaking got me. But I am perfectly fine with Aerith being a side piece. So anyway, when we get onto the boat after the Junon parade, once we're done with the whole, basically the communist little dance show that everyone's having. By the way, I like that part of the game. It was pretty good. And I gotta say this, man. We're midway through the game right now. Basically up around Gongaga. Kind of, that's where we're at. We're slightly beyond meeting Cisne right now. I was wondering to myself in the previous video, I was like, where the frick is Cisne? Why is there this Elena chick? And oh, okay. Well, I guess Cisne, I guess she defected or something. Okay, I got it. Still, we got feminism here in the game. The fact that Cisne is a freaking leader of a freaking rebel group. What the freaking F is going on, bro? You're telling me a woman is leading a military operations group. I don't care who she is. I don't care where she's come from. She doesn't have leadership skills. Give that role to a man. And she's like some vital component because, yeah, I guess she was a Turk. And there's something valuable about her being a Turk. An ex-Turk. Okay, let's do that instead. Where she's like, she's one of the second-hand, out of other dudes, let's just say all dudes, okay? She's the one female second-hand lieutenant to a male leader. How about that? Because that would make way more sense. And then I could sit there and be like, okay, whatever. And Cisne, she's kind of hot, so fine. Fine, bro. I'd also smash Cisne. Whatever. Anyways, the whole thing about when you get onto the boat before you get to the beach where Tifa's at, and I lost consciousness. Before we get there, you have this card game tournament that you do. You have a couple of silly scenes. I'm mixed between liking it, criticizing it. Part of me why I would criticize it is, why do the developers constantly have to make a joke and make silliness have their own story? I don't really know why they keep doing that, but they keep on, for whatever reason, they keep on wanting to make a parody of their own world. Okay, that's kind of stupid. I'm not a fan of that. By the way, out of nowhere, I just have to mention this. OG Tifa's outfits, okay? Go look at Remake. Go look at Final Fantasy VII Remake. Look at the modded in Tifa's OG outfit. She looks freaking hot. Her boobs look freaking bigger, okay? It looks natural and normal. And bro, they look freaking comfortable, all right? They look like they're sitting in a freaking tight tank top shirt, the white tank top, and they look freaking great. I just gotta say it. Why the frick do they keep putting on freaking undershirts on this freaking woman? if for some reason having attractive boobs in a game, I don't know, if it somehow does something that is just, oh my gosh, problematic, oh my gosh, you know, gaming journalists, let's freak out, clutch our pearls, just freaking do it. I don't care if it like, they're gonna threaten you with your ESRB rating's gonna go up. Who cares? Bro, everyone wants to see Tifa's boobs. Stop it. Just put it in there. If ESRB wants to be a freaking liberal gay bathhouse about it, then let them be liberal gay bathhouses about it. I want to be in a freaking straight bathhouse where it's only me and freaking women, okay? I want to be in an anime freaking bathhouse. What the frick is going on? Anyways, the boat's stupid. They have a diversity ESG hire chick who apparently she's the best. She's the best at Queensblade. Yeah, I bet this female, this random black female who's completely forced into a world of white people, I totally buy it, bro, that she is the best at this card game. Even though you look at anything, you look at poker, you look at chess, you look at blackjack, you look at anything, and the best of the best in these sports are men, okay? And we don't have to talk about outside of cognitive sports, we can also talk about physical sports. It doesn't matter. Men are made superior. End of the freaking story, bro. What the frick is wrong with these developers? Why do they want to cuck you? So anyways, we go beyond the beach. We go to the beach scene, by the way, and Cloud wields a freaking umbrella to fight a freaking giant robot, which is kind of stupid, but okay. Again, how often do you guys have to deprecate your own story, your own world? How often do we have to make a joke out of things that, like, at what point is this comedy hour, you know? I don't know, but I can take it, fine quirkiness. Furthermore, we get a little bit deeper into the story. We meet a guy named Gus, who's like this little leader of this little degenerate group of henchmen. I think they're beneath the Golden Saucer. I don't know. But that guy is a little bit... It's like the developers can't choose if they want a character to be gay or straight, man. Because he behaves a little bit oddly flamboyant at times, like way more than necessary. But outside of that, you know what it basically is? It's them throwing Zoolander into the world of Final Fantasy. And I like it, you know? I like his character. I think it's silly. I think it's goofy. And it works. I like the silliness, the goofiness. That they basically turned Zoolander into like a trafficking douchebag. That's kind of funny, all right? I like it. I still have issues with how stories are not completely willing to be offensive or controversial anymore these days, but these are the only developers really trying to be any bit controversial or offensive, so... And it makes things more interesting, it makes things funnier, so I like it. Anyways, we also get Dio, we get a freaking dance-off between Aerith, Yuffie, and Tifa against the freaking tokenized gay dude of the world of Final Fantasy, the drag show guy. Freaking hate that guy. When it shows back up, I'm like, oh, love of God, not again, man. What are we doing? And I don't know. Maybe I'll throw in a reaction of that scene. I don't know yet, or maybe I'll just reference it in the video. We'll see. Oh, alright, that's Kate Sith.
Hey everyone, let's get this party started!
Bro, what the heck is going on?
Hope you're ready to finish!
What the... What is this? What the heck? Why are they dancing? Oh, bro, what the frick? No, this is so gay. Oh my gosh. Make it stop. Please, Liz. What the frick? What the... Oh my... Bro, this is so freaking gay. What the heck? What is going on? What the heck? What is this? Why are they... Bro, they're freaking gyrating or something. What is this? What the... I'm so confused. They also show Dio, who's like kind of this, he's a mixture of a flamboyant, but also just simply eccentric bodybuilder type of dude. So I'm kind of okay with that. It's just, here's the thing with Final Fantasy, bro. It is blatantly homosexual in so many areas, and you can't just sit there and try to make these characters eccentric and make it silly and goofy that these characters are eccentric. If you are going to constantly be riding the line of homosexuality, what the frick are you guys doing? It gets to the point where you're starting to ask yourself the question with the developers, how many of you are gay? Writers, whatever. How many of you are freaking gay, guy? What the frick? There's certain moments in the story too, the women are way too like eccentric themselves. It gets to a point where it's annoying femininity, right? Where they're trying to behave way too cutesy. They're forcing it way too hard. I'm okay with cutesy behaviors out of chicks. It's just when it starts being forced. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, are these girls just becoming caricatures of like some weird fan fiction concept? It's what the F is going on? And where's my Tifa sex scene? What the F? Anyway, we get an expansion on Dyne and Barrett's relationship, and you learn that Marlene is Dyne, who is Barrett's best friend from Barrett's past life in the mining village. Marlene's actually the daughter of Dyne, and Dyne died. Barrett got his arm by the fact that they were trying to... Dyne falls down a cliff. Barrett tries to hold onto his arms, saving him from falling. And then Scarlet shoots the living daylights out of their arms, and that's how they both end up getting gun arms. Scarlet, by the way, holy effing crap! Dude, every scene she's in, I can't focus. I'm just freaking... Like, 2 days go by, and I'm like, where the frick did they go? And I'm like, oh, I freaking saw a scene with Scarlet in it, and this is why the game's taking so long to freaking finish for me. I keep passing out. So anyways, you know, in between me just going incognito, incapacito at all times, every time I see Tifa, every time I see Scarlet, I freaking see these thick, tight breasts. And I'm like, whoa, god dang. And I pass out. And I can't find myself, any of my consciousness from the last 2 days. But anyway, Scarlet is a freaking smoke show, bro. I love how many times they throw her into the game. Although every time they put her in the game, it's like, you know, why isn't she here longer? I'm gonna be honest. But Scarlet is hotter than freaking Rachel from Ninja Gaiden. It's kind of funny, actually. Scarlet is a lot like Rachel. And then Momiji is a lot like freaking Tifa from Ninja Gaiden. But both women are superior to Momiji and Rachel. I would, without a doubt, I would smash freaking Rachel and Momiji too. I'm just saying, bro. These freaking chicks in this game are freaking hot. Anyway, so, but there's a ton of hot chicks in Ninja Gaiden, bro. But you have that chick, I think her name's Katase or something. Then you have that one purple hair chick who's like Ayuwa or whatever the fricker F her name is. Bring these women back into gaming, love of God. They were freaking hot. I miss old gaming, bro. It just had hot women. And in the remakes, these are women from old gaming, not modern gaming. You want to see modern gaming women? Go pick up freaking Final Fantasy 16. I want to freaking chop my nuts off, okay? Frick! Where's the attractive women? Bro, like, we're cucking out Clive. We're giving this guy a freaking unattractive freaking chick. She barely has any breast size. She looks like she's about to hit freaking menopause. She looks low-key Karen. I just don't like it. What the F is going on? Anywho, yeah, so we look at where the story goes with Barrett, though, and Dine, you realize that Marlene is actually Dine's daughter, and you realize, oh, wow, okay, that completely makes sense. I always thought it was freaking woke and stupid that Barrett's freaking daughter is, I guess, mixed race, because he's the father, and then it turns out, oh, it was his best friend's freaking daughter. His best friend died. That's how Barrett gets the arm. And holy crap, Barrett's a freaking, like, he regards this guy as a brother. By the way, this freaking got to me. I was tearing up. I legit was turning into a freaking pansy. I don't know what it is in stories, but anytime anything about paternity, anything about fatherhood shows up in a story, anything about men and their children, it just freaking hits me, bro. Every time I want to cry, and I do cry. Dude, freaking Death Stranding got me to freaking bawl my, literally for like an hour or 2 hours. It was really long time. I freaking bawled my eyes out with Norman Reedus and his freaking fetus, bro. The freaking end scene. I sat there hating the story the entire way throughout, and then I freaking bawled my freaking eyes out watching the Norman Reedus scene, and I'm like, frick. So it's kind of the same thing here, you know? Everything about the brotherly bond between Dine and Barrett. And again, it kind of bothers me that they did things to alter Barrett's personality in this game, but also it's like noticeable that they kind of seem to tap more into Barrett's personality the deeper we get into the game. I don't know why, whatever. It's like they, again, the woke mob got to them, and it seems like they can't make up their mind. Do we want Barrett to be Barrett's character? Or do we want to listen to the people who are like, oh my gosh, this is so racist, that Barrett, whatever, insert woke nonsense here, woke mob nonsense there. Frickin' A, you frickin' losers, just let Barrett be a frickin' character, dude. Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise, man, I like this token character. Frickin' shut up. So anyways, and by the way, I was thinking this and I'm like, why is Barrett basically gay or something? Why can Barrett not just have a smoking, hot, black chick make a woman built for Barrett? And I don't mean like a freaking big chick. I mean a thin, freaking busty black chick. Give Barrett his freaking dime piece, bro. What the frick are we doing here? Jeez. If you're gonna throw ESG anywhere, give me fat, okay, you know, thick, tight breasts on a freaking black chick for freaking Barrett. Give Barrett a freaking waifu. What the frick are you guys doing, man? Instead, we have to give him little gay dates with Cloud. What are we doing? Why are we cucking out Barrett and Cloud? What the frick is going on? I mean, technically, Cloud's not really cucked out, but most of all, Barrett is. What the frickin' F? Anyway, that scene really touched me, man. The whole scene about Dine, Barrett, and how that connects back into Marlene. It freaking hits me. I'm like, I am holding back tears at that scene. It freaking got me, okay? I freaking love that scene. It expands upon Barrett's character so well, bro. I freaking love it. And it does so many great things for Barrett's character. And it really also, again, it makes everything come together. Oh, so that's who Marlene is. It totally made no sense that she was like apparently a mixed race child. No, literally, she's a surrogate daughter for Barrett. And it makes sense why Barrett refers to her as his own daughter, why he loves her, because a man that he regarded as his freaking brother, right, died. And he is now, and also his wife died too. So Barrett's just, he's filling in for his freaking, the man that he refers to as his brother. Freaking A, man, we get so much homosexuality in games nowadays, including the remake, of course, but you don't get a lot of elements of brotherhood and paternal bonds anymore in stories. We destroyed the only good story that we really had that revolved around it with Last of Us 2, where we just deconstructed absolutely everything. We deconstructed Ellie, we made her gay, lame and gay, and then we deconstructed Joel and we made him a hateful, conservative bigot. A bigot. Yeah, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love how they freaking deconstruct our freaking characters, the characters we love, and the relationships we love. Ellie should have ended up with a man. Anywho, Scarlet again. She shows up in scenes. Smoke show freaking chick. Holy effing crap. I can't say it enough, bro. The woman's freaking sexy. I have to say, though, that for as deep as we're getting into this game now, I am realizing something. And I came down to putting it this way. I had a rant video that I did for Final Fantasy, and what I've come down to, because I'm very conflicted about this game, what it is, I love the main characters. I love the main story, and I hate the freaking climate change element of the story, but I like their journey that they're going on. I like this kind of grand, heroic tale that's being told throughout these games right now in Final Fantasy VII. I love it. I love the characters. Everything that is a part of the main story and worlds. That is what you're paying money for. That's what I love. It's all the freaking... It's basically... I would argue it's slightly more than half of all the open worlds and side characters plus side quest content in the game that I morbidly hate. I have a deep hatred for slightly more than half of the side quests, content, and characters, okay? Open world is bloated as all get out, freaking annoying the living daylights out of me. They throw a bunch of stuff into the game to waste your time. What the frick is wrong with these developers? If you're going to make content, make it quality content. Make it worth people's time. I do love how many mini games they put into the game. Some of them are much more half-baked than other ones, but I really do appreciate that they try to constantly, like, going between locations, certain story arcs. They're always trying to spice up the gameplay flow. It's not always just fight enemy, fight enemy, fight enemy. I like that. The only thing I don't like is how they water everything down. With some of these mini games, they're just very simplistic and basic. And getting into the side quests, man, it's just that the side quests. They're very boring in some way, while some of them are just absolutely tedious. There's like a chicken quest, side quest. There's There's find a cat in a nest or whatever, or it was a bird, I forget, whatever, F. There's a bunch of side quests though, where you like, and the side quest where you run up and you scan a rock. I mean, there's just weird side quests, and I think in the previous video I mentioned, or it was in the rant, I mentioned that there's a woman that you help, a guy who impregnated some decent looking chick, and now you have to go slay some enemies or whatever to get them money for their kid, to provide for their kid. It's Rhonda's son, by the way. That freaking feminist biatch. Yeah, I like, what the frick are we doing? Why am I spending $70 to experience side quest content that is not creatively designed, not creatively thought up? It's weird, mundane bullcrap that people do every day with their lives. We're here for the fantasy. We're here for the epic tale that you're telling. We're not here for mundanity. Why are you putting mundanity into your game? Why am I wasting 3 hours to level up so that I can get a 3% boost to my fire attack damage? What the frick? By proxy, a boring side quest. What the F? So the amount of bloat that they throw into this game is what pisses me off without a doubt. It is beyond frustrating and annoying. Outside of that though, there's certain characters I like, right? I would totally smash Kyrie, for instance. That chick's hot. Not as hot as Tifa or Scarlet, but still. She is stacked enough to make me pass out for at least half of a day, okay? On the pass out scale, it's half a day. You know, Aerith is like, I'll pass out for like 2 hours or something. I don't know. The game is still, by the way, filled with ESG. There's a bunch of forced in black people, bunch of forced in diversity in areas where they shouldn't be. It doesn't make any sense. Places and areas, again, where we're putting women in roles that men fulfill. What the frick is going on? We have female miners. We have female warriors. Female rebels. What the F is going on? This freaking feminism is enough, dude. No one's ever liked it. And I don't understand. Like, what on it? Don't get me started. Forget it. Anyways, everyone's freaking woke. What the frick differentiates the bad and the good guys? And it's not like the good guys are supposed to be woke. It's just that everyone has the same ethics. Dude, people have different ethics. That's why you have villains and good guys. Why the frick does everyone basically seem to have the same ethics? I don't get it. So it's just a power struggle. Everyone's competing to be on the same person. The rebels just want to become the Empire. They're sick and tired of the Empire. That's really all it looks like to me. They're sick and tired of Rufus being in command. I guess they want their freaking black female now. The card game chick to be the freaking leader or something. Anyways, it still pisses me off that they ruin all the mystery of the worlds. You know, there's certain elements of Remake. You know, Remake knew how to have this gritty story that took itself seriously. It mixed in perfectly, though, all the humor, all the silliness, and also mixed in perfectly all the mystery of the world and developing this storyline, this plot. They're like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? What's the world that we're wrapped into? Like, what is this lab that's underground? What is this other thing, that other thing? Okay, interesting. You know, like, things are more than they seem. And it gets you thinking, and then they ruin so much of the mystery by just flat out telling you, giving you exposition dumps. Oh, this is what that is. That's what, oh, Kate Sith? Yeah, he's Reeves from Shinra. What? Why are you guys being so heavy-handed about this stuff, man? Anyways, please give us a Scarlet sex scene. That just passes through my mind. I passed out right now, and I'm back, and that's just what I thought of. Anyway, we got a little bit further. We're at the Gongaga location, right? We ran into Cisne. That's pretty much where we're at right now. So again, I'm just going to mention this. And this is one of the things that I realized, outside of the other things I mentioned that I've realized at this point, right? What do I love? What do I hate? I love the main story. I love the main characters. All of that stuff is beloved to me. But what really pisses me off is a lot of the side characters, all the blatant ESG that's thrown in, and all the blatant homosexuality that's also thrown in through some of the main characters, some of the side characters, right, in side quests. Stop throwing in modernity. It's freaking enough, dude. No one paid for this, and you're sneaking it in. We all paid for freaking Aerith, Tifa, Cloud, Barrett. That main cast, and then many of the the side main characters that surrounds them. That's what we're paying money for. You're throwing at us, however, a bunch of modernity characters. You're sneaking in your ESG, and you're selling us on the normality of the normal people characters. Oh, and let's not lie about this, bro. We're also all paying to freaking see more of Scarlet's freaking cleavage. Alright? God dang. That woman's freaking stacked. By the way, I do have to mention that the scene where Scarlet is shooting Barrett in Dine's arms with an assault rifle is so comical because it has no recoil on the gun. What the frick? And she's talking super casually too as she's shooting them in the arms from afar with a gun that barely has any accuracy and no recoil. I mean, it's like a plastic toy. I don't get it. Anyways, man, the huge thing that I realized with this game though is that I am going to miss this story once it's over, right? Right now with this core game, I'm going to miss it when it's over. I hate the fact that we have to wait, of course, for the next installment. I mean, something that I'm happy about is that there will be a next installment. So we're going to see more of these characters, more of the plot and the storyline. However, we're getting a little bit of ESG thrown in. We're getting a little bit of alteration to the characters, because I swear to God still, and I still think I might be gaslighting myself on this. I was saying this in the previous impressions video. I swear to God they changed Tifa. There's just something, when I look at remake footage, her hair seems more lush in the remake. I don't know, part one, I don't know why. Her eyes seem brighter. Her eyes seem a little bit larger. Her cheekbones seem a little bit thinner. It seems like her face is her cheekbones seem a little bit wider, as I said before. Seems like they kind of altered her eyes a little bit, as I said before, maybe smaller, a little bit less coloration in the red. Looks like her hair is a little bit less lush. Why did they do that? They minimally thinned it out. Why? What are you guys doing, man? What is going on? And again, in her main shirt, certain scenes, I said that it seemed like they seemed a little bit more like sluggish or saggy in a weird way. Like it was the shirt doing it. But then I look at other scenes later in the game, and maybe they just can't make up their mind. But then her boobs look normal, as big and full as they look from the previous game. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. The weird alterations I notice about her character in this game. When I look at her from Remake, you know, I noticeably get a freaking hard on in like 10 seconds. Not 10 seconds, like I go full mast at like 10 seconds and it starts around a millisecond, okay? But in this game, it's like 25 seconds until full mast. What is going on here, bro? Why are they changing Tifa? I am so freaking annoyed how much they're kind of going out of their way to make alterations to her. They're super subtle though, but you can't get past me. But they are super subtle. It's to some extent. Not so much that you can't notice it, but you know, if you were a little bit groggy, a little bit drunk, or whatever, I guess you could miss it. But yeah, something about her character, it just doesn't look the same. She roughly looks very similar. There's just elements of her that on and off is looking different, and that much, it just pisses me off. I hate how much they want to stand in the way of heterosexuality for male gamers. But with that being said, I'm still making the full review, and once I get to the full review, love of God, we're finally finished with this thing. I had to resort to, and it's not like it really matters. It's just like for me though, it's like, man, I had to freaking resort to sharing my thoughts though, because it's just taking so long, bro. This game's freaking long. And part of it's because of all the bloated content that they put in there. I mean, it is absolute filler, some of the stuff that they threw in there. But I do love how much content there is. It's just that, and I said this, I think in the rant, we have like 20 to 30 hours of quality content in a game that was bloated up to being like 70 or 90 hours long in total. So basically they added like somewhere anywhere between 40 to 60 hours of bloated content, where it's like these developers were being freaking lazy making this stuff. I mean, I don't know what was going on. It's like they hired the interns for all this bloated content. People who have no ideas or something. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm so confused. There's elements I love about this game, as I mentioned before, and there's elements I absolutely hate and that I loathe. And that's why I made the rant video. But outside of that, I love many elements about this game. And without a doubt, I would say this. Absolutely pick up this game. Just understand the caveats. This game is one of the best games that we're getting right now in the realm of modernity. And I will also say this. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake, Part 1 and Part 2. These are games that I am so glad that we have. For one, I would say competitively, however, when you are stacking these games up to their competition in the market as of today, these games are, specifically with Rebirth right now, it's a 10 out of 10 game. That is how far the gaming industry has fallen. There's not going to be a lot of competition for this game this year because all the Western devs, they're now crapping the bed. BioWare sucks now. Freaking Ubisoft, go down the list, EA, whatever, whoever else. They're all garbage. They're not making good stuff anymore. They're not willing to be controversial, offensive anymore. They don't understand what it takes to make a great product anymore. And they're hiring activists and they're hiring women. So everything sucks now. However, this game in comparison is a 10 out of 10. If you want to look at it objectively with a lot of the drawbacks like ESG, I would say the ESG score is somewhere around 7 or 8 out of 10, somewhere up there. When you look at the drawbacks of the filler and all this stuff, I would say objectively the scale it's around an 8 out of 10, the game. And somewhat subjectively, you could argue for a 7 out of 10 rating on this game. There's many things they do to take away from the game, but there's also many things they do to add to the game. There's many things that they do right. I mean, and this is one of the things I also have to say, I wish Final Fantasy 15 got this kind of budget so that they could have completed the game. And I wish they didn't have so many direction issues too, because that also happened. But I wish Final Fantasy 15 got the Final Fantasy 7 remake treatment. I wish that game got finished. I wish the story got fully fleshed out. If it meant that they had to turn it into 3 products, I'm okay with that, dude. Do it. Because I love Final Fantasy 15. I can remember pretty much all of the characters' names. I love the lore, I love the world set, and we were meant to get so much more. As I would argue, we only got anywhere between 1/6 to 1/8 of what they wanted that game to be. They had so many regions that they were leaving tidbits about. There's so many random storylines that they randomly dropped. You have no clue how much cut content there is. They redeveloped the game. They restarted the development. Like it was either 3 or 4 times. They scrapped so much content. They renamed the game. I think it was 3 or 4 times. If Final Fantasy 15 got this treatment as Final Fantasy 7 Remake is, we would have had the masterpiece that game was always meant to be. I miss what that game was. I miss those characters. I wish they got their full treatment because I loved everything about that world. I loved the brotherly aspect of Ignis, Pronto, Noctis, and Gladius. I love the main cast of those characters, and I love many of the other characters surrounding them. I hate, however, that they nerfed Cindy and all the stuff that they did to, again, ESG was in all the wokeness was infiltrating all the way back then. But I'm definitely grateful that we have a heroic story, an epic kind of tale today, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. As much as there's a bunch of drawbacks, this is the best that we're getting right now, man. Everything else is nihilistic. Everything else is multicultural horse crap. And this game and its main story, main content, main characters, it's all good enough that I can sit here and say that I genuinely love the story. And I would say, absolutely, right, you should pick it up and play it. I think it's worth the money. Stop picking up all the other crap games. Pick this game up and just understand there's a bunch of filler in it, but for as much as you can avoid all of the bloated content, there's a great core of the game here. And I would say for that one reason alone, pick it up and play it. It's absolutely worth it. You're getting your money's worth. It's so difficult for me to say that, but it's just like, again, like if you're gonna buy one game this year or 2 or 3, right? Because I would say get the Elden Ring DLC, because for right now, FromSoft has not been fully hijacked. They're still making good stuff. That's going to change. I am absolutely certain of it. Soon, it's going to change. But my assumption is that it's going to be good, and so I look forward to it. But think about all the other games coming out right now, and I just have to say it. This is probably going to be one of the best games that comes out this year. And with that being said, I would recommend it. I hate the wokeness, but god dang, I freaking love Tifa and Scarlet's boobs.